and measure the best.
Adaptable, all capital, label radical yet rational. A tactical approach is palpable if this animal is fallible, but that conclusion is laughable. So with for all detachable from the mandible, you see it now.
Hello, and welcome to the DENDAO meeting for this week. Today is April the 3rd, 2025. My apologies, we weren't able to have a meeting last week, but we're back, and we have a few items to cover. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do a meeting today either, so at the last minute, schedule worked out. I went ahead and posted it early this morning that we would have a DENDAO meeting today. I anticipate next week will be normal, same time, same channel, 2 p.m. Central Time. And again, if this is a meeting, this is not a show, it's not a podcast of any sort. This is a meeting where we discuss Den.Social. There's a meeting agenda that's posted in the DENDAO Lair. For those who are not familiar with Den.Social, it is a social media site that has incentivized human behavior. In other words, it's a poly market. In other words, every posting on Den.Social is a poly market, essentially, where you bet or you give energy for posts, either a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And if you're early and most people agree with you, in other words, consensus is met, then those who have got in early are rewarded. So it makes it a poly market, and a poly market for social media. There is no central control. There's no censorship like political censorship. We want you to look here or there. It is purely we as users, which we call ourselves denizens, make those predictions, and we're rewarded for our content. So quality content rises to the top. Fake news, fake truths, that kind of thing is pushed down. That's the idea behind Den.Social. So we have these weekly meetings where we discuss open items that the community brings forward, or I, as the elected leader of the DAO, with the title that was also elected before I was elected, the title of Emperor. That's how I became the Emperor of the DENDAO. A DAO, for those of you who are new, is a decentralized autonomous organization. Think of it kind of like an entity, like maybe a corporation or an LP or an LLC, but it's decentralized, it's borderless, it's worldwide. Those who have tokens that are called the DENDAO tokens can vote on proposals and have a say on the site on how it should be managed or run, or what should be done when an issue arises, what have you. That is what the DAO does. And I was elected leader of the DAO. So we have a few things to discuss on today's meeting. Let me get this going so we can show the agenda for today's meeting. Present this. Share. Bear with me as I'm pulling this up. And the stage. So today's meeting is, here we go, is current open governance votes, Dragonchain and the SEC Case update. I'm looking forward to the day that this is resolved and this item is off the agenda. And I have high hopes that it will happen soon. Got a good feeling about that. Recent issues with the MTR minting has been resolved. We'll talk about that. Growing our Denizen family, and finally open forum items to be discussed from community replies. So that is our agenda today. Let's go into governance votes. What's out there? I just recently pulled this up. There's only one open item that is up for vote, and this was brought up in today's Dragonchain update, Super Happy Dragon Lucky, that took place about 5 hours ago, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. That is there's no announcement tag, and so I said in the chat that I'd be happy to propose an announcement tag, so that when someone posts something in there and it's an announcement, we can tag it as such. So there you go. That's the only item for governance at this moment in time. Next on our agenda was the Dragonchain and the SEC case. Let me give you kind of reiterate what Joe mentioned this morning in the Super Happy Dragon Lucky update show. Things are marching forward. Things are we're seeing movement by the SEC in the crypto space. We're seeing movement for releasing some chains from deciding that they weren't a security or what have you. And we're just waiting. We're kind of, the case was put on pause by a judge. It was an appeal to the judge from Dragonchain to put it on pause so the new administration would come in and hopefully we would see change. All signs are pointing towards a final settlement or release the dragons. So I believe that is hopefully what we will see. You know, it could be any day, it could be weeks, could be months. The new SEC chair has been nominated, but that individual has not gone through the Senate in the US. In the Senate, what do you call it, confirmation hearings haven't taken place yet. I believe there's a few other confirmations that are ahead of that individual before those confirmations take place. So maybe that's what they're waiting on. They're waiting for this new individual to be confirmed as the head of the SEC. By the way, SEC is Security and Exchange Commission. It's a 3-letter agency in the US government. So maybe they're waiting for this person to be cleared and sworn in to office, at which point maybe things will pick up at a faster pace and Dragonchain will be unboxed, released, uncaged. So as it is an American-made blockchain, and that's what this administration seems to be focused on, is creating American-made products, American-made blockchains, and allow them to flourish. They've been kind of stompled on, trapped, caged, suppressed by previous administration and the previous SEC chairperson. So that's where we're at. We're kind of in a holding pattern, but expecting that phone call, or I should say Dragonchain is, and Joe wrote, the founder of Dragonchain is. So that's the latest update on number 2 item on the agenda. Number 3, the recent issue. Oh, let me back up. Just because we're in a holding pattern does not mean that we should be sitting on our hands and doing nothing. No. As denizens, you know that all hands on deck have been, in other words, development funds, every funding, every ounce of energy that Dragonchain can muster up, and it's been difficult, has been channeled in this fight against the SEC, costing millions and millions of dollars. So that has prevented us from our growth and new enhancements here on Den.Social. Having said that, we're still in the fight. And the fight is, we don't sit on our hands and do nothing. I suggest, if you want this platform to grow and to expand and have new enhancements, you need to also fight for Dragonchain's release by the SEC and get this case over with, get it dismissed. And you can help that by getting on X and posting content there to, give it a heart and a repost on someone else that has posted something about Dragonchain. Follow Dragonchain and go to X and look for that kind of thing. Because if we get that buzz and we get that content getting filtered up to those who are in the decision-making process within the SEC, then we've brought attention to the, shall we say, the lawfare against blockchains in this country, which includes Dragonchain. So do your part. And if you need help in either your letter writing campaign, or if you need help on what to say in a post, guess what? There is an AI tool for just this. Let me bring this up. Let me switch to this. I'll switch to this function right here. In Den.Social, in the Dragonchain Lair, maybe there is a posting called a Dragonchain Call to Action. There's a dragon there on top of the column. It says, "Hello, everyone. I'm writing to request your assistance in gaining awareness for the Dragonchain case. We'll bring to light other ways to help in weeks ahead. If you have time, please go to Lucius to generate a supporting Dragonchain posting or comment. And you can DM at Doge_SEC or email the task force at crypto@sec.gov and put in the subject right here, Crypto Task Force Input. And if you want to know what to write or how to write it, you can go to this link right here that I have. It says, go talk to Lucius. And Lucius will help you draft a posting or a comment or an email or a letter to be written. So just go to the Dragonchain Lair right here and do a search for Dragonchain Call to Action. You'll find this post and you find this link and who to contact. So that's what you can do as denizens, as my fellow denizens. Okay. Let's switch here back to our agenda. Our agenda, the next item on our agenda is the recent issue with the MTR minting and getting that resolved. And let me pull that up. It was short and sweet. And let me talk briefly about that. I don't want that one. Let's try this one. Here we go. There was a posting on 4/2, which was just yesterday at 9:29. I guess that would be Eastern. MTR rewards from DIN support. And it very simply says MTR rewards. MTR rewards issue was found, repaired, and rewards have been distributed. So many of you had posted and noticed that you weren't getting the normal MTR rewards for your efforts on Den.Social. First of all, as your emperor and leader of Den, I apologize for the delay and for this even occurring. And on behalf of Den.Social and the developers, we're grateful for them to be able to step in and essentially probably do this for free with no funding, and come in and find out what it was. And if I don't know the details exactly what took place, I'm making some assumptions here. I'd seen this before on DIN a couple of years ago, where there was an issue having to do with the minting of MTR. Quick educational moment. The more you know. There we go. We need that graphic to come across. The more you know. Den.Social mints 1,000 matter every day. And you have 24 hours to post content, evaluate content, and vote up content to get your share of that matter, that 1,000 matter that's minted every day. So we're all competing for that matter. And it's kind of like mining. So you're mining for matter on Den.Social by your actions, by voting up posts early, or down posting, or tagging, or creating new content, bringing new users to DIN, maybe posting something in X. And when someone clicks on X and follows that link back to DIN, you can be rewarded with matter. A lot of people don't know that. So this is how you can earn matter on a daily basis, is that minting process happens. Well, if there's a glitch in the system, a glitch in the matrix, if you will, to simplify it, sometimes that matter that is supposed to be minted every day doesn't happen for one reason or another. And it's kind of like a setting has to be reset. And that's what I believe took place. And we're grateful for the devs to be able to step in and away from their other duties and their other jobs to come back over here to DIN and repair this. But see, it doesn't go just to the fix and repairing it. What they need to happen is they need to go back to see where all of us from days ago had earned matter but weren't properly rewarded. And that's what took place. They not only found the issue, they repaired the issue, then they went back and rewarded us for our efforts on DIN. So, claps and kudos to them. Tip our hat to their efforts. So that issue has been resolved. A lot of folks were concerned about that. There is a comment was made. Someone made comment. I see it in my wallet. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, and so forth. So received it already. Again, thanks. So the repair has been fixed. So thanks to Sherry Hills and all those others who had mentioned that this was an issue and a problem way back on March 19th or before. And thanks to the DIN support team for resolving it so it's working correctly again. All right, next item, layers. Okay, there is a layer called, because on our agenda next, so we've covered number 3, the minting error or minting issue. Growing our Denizen family. All right, there is a layer called Introduce Yourself, a friendly place to come say hello and be rewarded with your first upvotes. Welcome to DIN. If you get any new folks that want to join DIN, this is where you need to point them or direct them. Tell them to go to the Introduce Yourself layer. Remember, layers are just categories, kind of like Reddit has subreddits. So encourage them to come over here and post, say, hello, I'm new to DIN. I'm going to check it out or whatever. And I'm encouraging all of you, like I say this every time we have the meeting, it's up to us to give them the red carpet, roll out the red carpet for any new Denizen joining our family, make them feel welcomed, give them lots of energy for their initial posting here, and follow up if they have questions or concerns or what they don't understand about DIN, help them or point them in the direction for those answers. And I've encouraged people to post 7 days in a row. You post 7 days in a row as a new Denizen, I will reward you with tipping you matter. And I've done this before. I've tipped like 100 matter to several individuals who were new and had posted 7 days in a row. All right. So that's one of the things I wanted to mention about growing our Denizen family. It's up to all of us to grow the site. And if you are having a problem describing what Den.Social is and you're a Denizen and you're talking to a friend or family member or just anybody that you happen to come in contact with, there is a video that was recently put up. It's called What is Den.Social and What Makes It Unique? It's on the Den.Social YouTube channel. And I encourage you to take a look at it. Watch it or point others to watch it. What saddens me, I'm going to be honest and frank with you folks, on YouTube, we only have 170 subscribers. This video was posted 3 weeks ago and has 18 views. Okay, Denizens, If you want to keep this small, quaint, and pretty like it is right now, and not make a difference in this world, then fine, don't do anything. But 170 subscribers on YouTube for the Den.Social channel is bleak, sad. It's just ain't right. It's wrong. Please go over there and subscribe. You don't have to watch every video that posts over here, but if we have someone that is investigating Den.Social or investigating the Matter token, you know they're going to come over here and look, and they're going to see, oh, wow, only 170 subscribers. Next, they're just going to move on. They're not going to stop by and say hello or find out what value we have to offer. Most social media sites do what? They sell you as the product. They sell you. You are their product. And they sell your data so you can get inundated with all kinds of ads. God knows what they're doing with that data, or who's using that data, or who's buying that data. That data is you. That data is what you see, what you watch. It's profiling you. Den.Social isn't that. That's not what we do. There is no social control on Den.Social. There is no central command that is selling you as a product. Den.Social, like I said, is a poly market. It is incentivizing human behavior to pick out the fact versus the fiction. It's incentivizing you with the Matter token. And if we want the Matter token value to increase, or if we want just the numbers to increase on Den.Social, so we are even more accurate in our poly market choices, then we need more users. And when you go over here to YouTube and you only see 170 subscribers, come on, people. Do something. Come over here and subscribe to it. You don't have to watch all the videos. Just subscribe to it. Pump up those numbers. So when we have someone investigating Den.Social, they have it. And I think this is a good start on this video on what Den.Social is and what makes it unique. And it's a lot of what I've just explained and expressed. And the same goes with Telegram, and the same goes with X. So we're formerly known as Twitter. Let's pump up those numbers a little bit. All right. Because let's face it, that's where the people are. All right. Please do that for your emperor. I would appreciate it. All right. That's how we grow our Denizen family. Invite others to come in. All right. Open forum. Let's see if there's any more new items to discuss. All right. Let me refresh here and scroll down. And no, there are no comments. That's partially my fault. I take responsibility for that. Didn't know if I was going to be able to do the meeting today. I wasn't able last week and posted this announcement, far too late. My apologies. I will do my utmost best to try to post next week's announcement tomorrow. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for if you've tuned in and watched this meeting, or for those of you who will watch this later, thank you for watching it to the end. We are going to end this the meeting here with the roles of a denizen. Thank you so much. Please, again, our takeaways today for our meeting. I want you to go out there and vote on the governance vote. Post something on X or Twitter or Facebook or something about the SEC case. If you need help, you know where to look now. Thanks to the team for fixing the Matter minting process and populating all of us with the Matter that we earned. Grow our Denizen family. Subscribe to X. Subscribe to Den.Social on YouTube as well as Telegram. And let's start posting some questions and open forum items. All right. There's our recap and our summary. So take it away. Roles of a denizen. If you're new watching this, is a great video to explain a little bit about what a denizen is. citizen, den, denizen. There you go.
Roles of a denizen. A content creator is a user that creates posts and is rewarded based on the quality of their content. A content evaluator is a user that helps assess the quality of content and enforces community standards. The evaluator is effectively taking part in a marketplace to curate content and is rewarded for early evaluation. A content consumer is a user that wishes to find and consume the most valuable content in a given subject area or within a community. A lair owner is a person holding tokenized ownership of all or part of a community lair. Owners are rewarded with a portion of all mining activity happening within their lair. Owners are incentivized to build the best community of content creators and evaluators.